this morning, click the screen.
Something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Tell you, drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
Now, before we get to anything today, I do have something that I need to say up front. I've got some personal stuff going on right now in my life that's pretty stressful and pretty sad and depressing. All right. It has absolutely positively nothing to do with anything on stream, any content that I'm doing right now, nothing to do with Smark guys, nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with my wife either, to see it as, oh my God, what's going on with Kat? It's not that either. There's just personal stuff going on, and it's definitely affecting me. Like today, I don't feel good, just being honest, and I don't mean in like physically, I mean like up here and here, I feel like shit. Okay? So there's nothing you can do about that. That's life. But I'm going to do my best to still be here all day today and put out streams and content for you guys and try to basically take my mind off of all the stuff that's going on. It's nothing that anyone needs to know about because it's my personal shit, but it's fucked up. You know, stuff that happens sometimes in life, and it's how you handle that and how you bounce back from it. I think that counts. Not the fact that the bad stuff happens, because bad stuff happens to everyone, right? So I just hope that it doesn't come through in the content. You know, today I sound a little bit more stressed. If I seem upset, if I seem kind of down, there's a good reason for it. And I'm sorry for that. Obviously, that's not my intention when I come to stream. I'm trying to get you guys to escape from the stuff that's in your personal real lives, right? I want you to come chill with me and hang out and have a good time. That's the intention. But it can't always be like a flawless person. And today's one of those days I get the feeling that I'm going to get slammed and not feel too good, no matter what I'm really up to. But I'll still do my best, and I thank you all for your consideration. I just want to say that up front, because many of you who are regulars here might say, gee, I wonder what's going on, right? I wonder what's happening here. It's not, no. So those idiots out about getting PD bucks, it's not anything like that. It's just people notice these things, you know, already. When I, literally the first time I turned the camera on, people were like, damn, Phil looks tired. Yeah, oh, I am. I'm fucking beat right now. I'm to my wits' end, stressed out right now. And there's nothing that can be done to fix it or help it or be better. You know, it's life. Okay. So my bad for that. I hope that it doesn't affect the content today. And I hope that we can get through today and have a fun day. And again, if people are deaf, has nothing to do with any content or anything I'm making, nothing public at all. Something that no one knows about, okay? Nor should you. It's my private life, all right? God forbid that a streamer actually have a private life, but I do. I've done a really good job over the last 5+ years of establishing a separation between what you know and what actually goes on behind the scenes in my life. Thankfully, as you know, with the amount of stalkerish stuff that happens, it's very good that I'm able to maintain that separation and balance. It's needed, okay? So, all right, so let's move past it. Smark guys last night as well. Great return show. Sadly, out of the gates, major issues. PPP was having tons of technical issues on his end. Like multiple things were going wrong. You know, he had been on vacation for a couple of weeks and he came back and he said he was tweaking some stuff and he had some things that he was changing in his setup, and he was having like non-stop issues, with his setup. So we ended up starting very late. Like we were supposed to start by 7. I don't think we even got the show started, till like way after, like 7:30-ish later. The good news is, we very wisely decided that the best way to pace the show is to do a quick opening, but then to get right into the wrestling. All right. And I think this is what we're going to be doing, moving forward, because if we get too far into off-topic stuff, we never get to the subject matter of the show. And the subject matter of the show is wrestling. And we shouldn't be rushing to get through what's supposed to be the major focus. Agreed? Like, I think that's the case, and it seems like most people agree with me. So that's what we're going to be doing, is focusing, you know, at the start with the wrestling, get that going. And then here's the thing. If after we finish with that stuff, we decide that we want to do more, want to do some drama content or whatever we want to do, we do it at the end, And that way, you know what I'm saying? At least it's at the end. And some of you have already said, I'm reading chat, and a lot of people are basically just saying, they don't really care for anything other than the pro wrestling content. That's what they're tuning in for. And I get it. Okay, I do. I totally get it. And some people are fans of Vine exclusively. You guys have watched me for years. You remember the old Smark Guys show. You like the content I put out now. You don't have interest in that part of the show. So having it that we're doing the wrestling up front allows us to get that content out first. And then if we get to the end, you're like, I don't care about this. Well, then you can turn the show off and that's fine. Okay. So that's good that we are doing it that way, in my opinion. All right. Now, the one thing that sucked, we went way too late last night. With that show should not be that long. I feel like the sweet spot for Smark Guys is around 2 hours, maybe 2.5. And it just went on way too long. All right. So we're going to do our best, in future weeks now. PPP is back from vacation. We're going to try to have it weekly every Tuesday night, if possible. Something goes wrong Thursday, but we're going to try to do them every Tuesday night. And essentially, we're going to try to get it more streamlined so that basically, the show can be more fast-paced and end at a reasonable time. It ended way too late. We can't be going that late every time we do the show. It's got to be in line with the content. Okay? So anyway, the show went well. Valkill says, I think you and PPP are hitting your stride together. I think, here's the thing. I think with the wrestling stuff, the wrestling portion, we're getting better and better. I think it's getting more streamlined. We're bouncing off each other better. We're adding more to the commentary side. We definitely have differing opinions on a lot, which is a good thing. I was a wrestling fan from way back in the day. Was gone for a while and coming back. He's a more modern wrestling fan, but hasn't been following it. So it's kind of interesting now to see us get more into it heavily, right? It's a good thing. I think it's a good show in that regard. I think we are trying to find our stride with the rest of the show, right? Like, there's so many different things we've done yet. We call it grill fill, but it's different every week. Like, some weeks it's about a certain hot topics. It's kind of drama. And then other weeks it's about things that my detractors have been saying. And it's kind of all over the place. I feel like it's good, but I feel like the potential, like we need to nail it down to exactly what it needs to be. And we haven't really done that yet. Like, it fluctuates a lot. So we'll see. Again, we were coming back from not doing it, and then it had delays and everything. I think as we get more into the regular schedule of doing it again, I think the show will get better. I do. And we're getting into WrestleMania season, so now there's going to be a lot more to talk about. So I think it's just going to get better anyway. So, I don't know what War Thunder is. What's going on, Game Boy? How you doing? Modern Parents Teabaggers, what a great name, says, can you add a new segment to Smart Guys? Maybe 5 to 10 minutes on Review Tech, calling it the Rich Review. What we're noticing, all right, is that there is desire for us to do other kind of content that's not wrestling. And the thing is, we're trying to cram it into the wrestling show as probably not the best idea. So let me put it this way, we're in talks about the future, about can we do other content that's maybe not wrestling, so that way we could keep it off of Smart Guys, but we could still make content that's other kind of content together. So we're working on that. Try to figure the shit out, okay? And there are talks in the works about collabs and other things that we're trying to figure shit out, So there you go. Falcul says, maybe take Grill Phil and do Phil Grills, where I take what the detractors have been saying and we turn it on them, or maybe we grill RTU for a while. Yeah, again, see, these are good ideas. I like them. But the problem is we need to do the wrestling too. Like, the wrestling's the primary focus, right? The wrestling is the name of the show. Smart Guys, that's what it's about. So the challenge is, how do you do the wrestling, but also these other ideas without derailing the whole show? And that answer happened last night. Thank God we did the wrestling first, right? So this is the discussion that we're going to have moving forward to try to figure stuff out. We will work on it, When are we hitting an RTU collab? Do you really think that I'm going to collab with RTU? You serious? He had his chance. He had his chance to be on the show. He agreed to be on the show. And then he backed out like a pussy. And that's the last interaction I'm really going to have with him in any professional capacity. When you act like that, that's it. You had your chance. You let it fucking drop, and that's it, man. John Philip Stamos says, I want to see you razz PPP back. See, here's the thing. I could, but then I have to like research him. Here, the problem with that is, it's not really a problem, but here's the challenge with that, right? I literally have a gigantic group of obsessed weirdo nut jobs who every day take every single thing that I say and do into some incredibly exaggerated context to try to make money off of ridiculous content. Right? So every day, everyone literally can know my business just by opening YouTube and searching for DSP, and 17 Detractor videos come up, and there's your content. Now you know what Phil's up to, right? In order for me to know what's going on with PPP, there's not much I can do. He doesn't have much of a public presence outside of him doing Keno Casino. So if he's not doing Casino, there's not much to talk about. And in addition to that, I don't have time to watch Keno Casino. Like, I'm being real with you. I don't. I work so much, I don't have time to sit there and watch their show. I mean, some people have even said, we haven't seen you, pop in for a casino in a long time. Well, Gibbs, I don't have time. I'm just so busy that I don't have time. They're broadcasting when I'm broadcasting. Sometimes by the time that I have free time, they're already offline. So I don't have time for it. So it's hard to grill someone when you just don't have opportunity to know everything going on with them. I'm sure if I watched like 2 episodes of Keno Casino that I would have enough, but I don't have time to do it. All right, here's the thing. You guys have criticisms of PPP. They're fair, and that's fine. But there's not much I can do about that. See what I'm saying? I can relate this to him. Like, some people are like, we didn't like how the Grill Phil segment went last night and stuff. I could tell him that. But it's up to people to reach out to him and be like, hey, we didn't really like how that went, or it can improve by doing this. I can't, we don't even know every week. Like, I allow the segment, obviously. I'm okay with it. Totally okay with it. And I don't know necessarily what he's even going to really bring up. So it's good because it's like spur of the moment. I think it's better that way. If I knew everything pre-planned, I don't think it would be as good, right? But I don't know. Like, how do you, what am I going to tell him? Oh, so my viewers said that it went too far. I could tell him that. But, it's kind of like the critics should criticize the person who they're criticizing. But you guys are coming to me because I'm part of the show too, and I hear you. That's good. But I think he needs to know it publicly too. You know what I mean? Like, let him know. Hey, I think it went too far. It's fun to some extent, but Yeah, but here's the thing. Like Alfred says, well, you should urge PPP to join a gym and get started eating healthy because he tries to dictate how you operate. Yes, but it's such low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yes, tell him he's fat. I think he knows that already. So I don't think it really has much of an effect, does it? If the guy, I don't think it's that big of a deal, Oh, excuse me. No, PPP is not actually being malicious at all. The whole point of the segment is that PPP regurgitates Detractor memes and tries to roll with them. And then I try to respond to them. So it's like you're grilling me about the things that people have been on my case about, right? That's the point of the segment. And I think that the segment works. But the problem was, number one, it was 2 weeks of content built up, and we're trying to do it all in one segment. And number two, we had already run late. So it's like now you're really trying to cram and rush, and it went too long, and it got too overblown all at once. So if we're going to do that segment, we need to find a way to more streamline it so that, yes, we're doing the wrestling. Yes, we have the segment, but nothing feels too long or, you know what I mean, too overblown. I do think it did. It got way too overblown. So, we got to find that balance. So like I said, people are having great ideas. And I agree with them. And so by the way, so does PPP. Like, we want to do other content. Like, let's do something where we have topics where we talk about that isn't wrestling. And it could be drama, but it could be other creators as well. It's not just about me. It could be about other things. That's the thing. The Grill Phil said it's all about me. But I think seeing us interact and talk about other topics is a great idea too. That's something that definitely could work. But we need to figure out how to do it. It's got to be its own thing, it's a lot of stuff to digest and talk about. And now, he's back from vacation. So we'll be talking more about that stuff and trying to figure it out. It's Miss Sarah. Here's the thing. She says, PPP accusing you of being a biphobic, woman-hating incel was really upsetting. Yes, but he's playing the role of the detractor, don't you get it? Like, that's the point of the segment. He regurgitates the detractor memes that are going on. And then I can address them. And so obviously I have my take on it, right? Exposed it to the world. And then you can digest it however you want. Right? Like, that's the point of the segment, though. I think people don't get it. I mean, really, I just think some people just don't get it. Ha ha. See, I guess you guys don't get it. I don't know what else to say. Ha ha, I don't know what else to say. If you don't understand it, then I don't know. Like, for example, okay? All the stuff that's been going on these last couple of weeks. I'm going on Twitter and doing crazy shit, and then they yell DSP. Do you really think that anyone in their right mind thinks that I'm responsible for that stuff? Like, literally, anyone could do anything, and just because they bring up my name doesn't mean I'm involved or I'm responsible or I have to say a word about it. I'm not involved with any of it, But that's the meme, and that's what they're bringing up, and that's the stupid shit, you know what I mean? See, that's true too. I will say that. I think Dab Pants has a point. He says, the segment only really works if people know about the detractor memes. And if they don't, then the segment doesn't work. So here's the thing, right? I feel like for my fans, the wrestling part of Smart Guys is the best part. Correct? For my hardcore fans, people who like me, my opinions on stuff, my content, and they want to hear me talk about wrestling, because I used to do Smart Guys over a decade ago, right? The wrestling portion is the portion for you. But then there's the whole other portion, and the other portion is for the Kino Casino viewers, because that's the kind of content they're used to. They're used to the drama, the grill, the detractor shit, the memes. So it's kind of like, again, having that balance, right? It's like the first half of the show, the wrestling will be for my fans. The second half is for their fans, right? But that's kind of the point I've been making, is all along, if I had leaned 100%, okay, 100% into drama, I probably would have exploded in popularity. I probably would have made a ridiculous amount of money, right? It's true. Look at what was happening. I was blowing up back in the summer and the fall. With interaction with Dam, felting Rich constantly, even bringing my detractors into it and making fun of them publicly. I mean, look at the shit that happened with guys like Duty getting demonetized, super crazy, stealing the detractors' money and running away with a phantom lawsuit that never was going to happen, right? And that was all good stuff, right? And I would have been able to do that. I would have been able to do that pretty much endlessly if I felt like it. But I would have then had to change my content. My content wouldn't have been, hey, play video games and do chill content with the audience that feels like a social hangout session. Instead, it would have been constantly attack people, constantly get at odds with people, go on shows and get into arguments. I probably would have been involved with Lol Cow shit, Lol Cow Live and all of that. It would have been me just embroiled in all of it. And would it have made money? Yes. Would it have been popular? Yes. But is that necessarily what's best? I don't know. I don't think that overall it's what I should be doing right now. I feel like a balance, okay, is much better, much better than jumping headfirst into it. Cause what I feel like is if you jump 100% headfirst into that dramasphere, you can't go back, right? You can delve in it, right? You can delve in it and then go back to it and draw upon it when you need to or when you feel it's best, and that's okay. But once you jump head first into that, and you become that, and that's the end-all be-all of what you are, then that's all anyone's gonna care about. And that's all anyone's gonna seek, right? So, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's why I'm saying I just don't feel like that's what I should do. And a lot of people disagree, right? And, it is what it is. But I'm trying to do what's best for everyone. I know that if I jumped into that head first, I would lose a lot of my old fans and people who've been with me for a very long time and people who've been along the way and support me every day. Like the reason why I still make a living is because of my longtime dedicated fans, as well as some of the new exposure and new support I'm getting from casino viewers. It's a mix. So that's why I can't just go, oh, I'm just going to change everything that I am and be, and the truth is I don't want to 100% jump into drama content. I don't enjoy it like these other guys do, right? To them, it's like we cause drama. We cause all kinds of, we make fun of people. There's arguments, and then the money comes in, right? The bag comes in, and then well, great. That's not me. Like to me, I don't want to make that content. I don't really enjoy it. For me, to get involved with someone in that capacity, it's because they deserve it. Like they've done something to me, or they've done something heinous, and they need to be exposed, and they need to be taken to task for it. And I think in those special cases, it works, right? When we reacted to the Rich documentary, right? Or, these stupid ass detractors being dumb as shit, then it works. But I'm not the kind of guy that's just going to sit there and go after people all the time and purposefully get into arguments to make content farm shit. That's not me. I get it. That's the game. That's where content has gone. But not everyone has to do it. Not everyone has to chase the bag. And I get that PPP is a little nervous for me. He's like, oh, well, in the future, what's going to happen if everything dries up with your gaming viewers and fans? And I've been telling you guys this. For 5 years, I've been telling you all this. I can't just be the guy that sits here and plays games all day, every day. It won't work. No one's going to care about the 50, 60-year-old dude playing games all day. And I'm going to get older, and I'm not going to be able to do that with my hands. I'm going to get older. My carpal tunnel is going to set in and my reflexes are going to be off, and I'm not going to be able, the camera went on again. My AI camera went on again. I'm not going to be able to do it. So I have to delve into other rounds. I have to delve into other topics and subjects, right? That's why I do a podcast every morning, and this podcast as well. People might not like to admit it because everyone made fun of me when I started this show and said, oh, he's not a podcaster. What is he talking about? It's not a podcast. Yet a lot of days I make almost all my income on this show. Sometimes I make all of my income on the show. When I start the game, nothing else comes in. So I am a podcaster, whether you like it or not, and I'm doing good at it. Okay? So eat that for all the critics out there. Oh, he's not a podcaster because he's not doing it like everyone else. Not every podcast is exactly the same. Many are very different, and mine is pretty unique, and it still works and it's still successful. Okay? So that's the thing though. I need to diversify. I need to do different kinds of stuff than just gameplay, and I fully agree there. I like the idea that Smark Guys has returned. It gives me something else to do that's not just gaming. But now I feel like I do need to start delving into other things as well. This year already, and last year too, there's a lot of games that I started playing, and then I dropped them. And people gave me shit. Why are you dropping so many games? Well, don't you understand that this is not 10 years ago? 10 years ago, literally playing every game and doing a giant playthrough from start to finish worked and was profitable. That's not necessarily what works and is profitable and what people want anymore. Things have changed. People don't just want non-stop gaming content. And quite frankly, I don't think I want to do non-stop gaming content. I do want to play certain games. I do want to finish certain games. But you know what I'm liking a lot more today? The variety stuff we're doing when it comes to like the flexibility now where I can play any game I want because I have a gaming PC. So I'm diving in and I'm trying out new indie games. Like this game while digging a hole or whatever I didn't even know existed. And someone suggested it last week and said, yeah, it's actually a pretty popular game. A lot of streamers are playing it. And I loved it. And it was only 3 hours long, so it wasn't a big investment of time, but it was a fun project to do. And now we could do another one next week. That's the kind of stuff that I think will work. Stuff that's now, oh, you're going to play this playthrough that's 40 hours long. So now you have to commit to it for a month and a half to beat it. That stuff's starting to go by the wayside, guys, and I think we all have to accept that. I think times are a-changing, you know, as much as I love the old days of being a full-time YouTuber, making full playthroughs constantly, and that's all I was doing. It's not working anymore. That's the other thing. It's like, again, it's that balance. Is it for PPP, his perspective is just jump fully into all the change and drama. It's like, well, it would work, but it would totally abandon everyone who got me here to where I am. And that they're really the rock, the foundation of the support that I get that allows me to do what I love. So I'm not just going to change overnight, but the phasing in of new content has to happen too. It has to be a gradual thing, right? I'm glad we're having this discussion as well because, you know, this is the kind of stuff that I feel is productive. To have these open discussions where we can figure out what's best moving forward, ideas for change. This is a good, constructive discussion. I think it's leading into, a lot of goodwill between both sides here, you know, that you guys are willing to talk about it and I'm willing to talk about it, right? See, no, here's the thing. This is where PPP is wrong and he doesn't get it because he's not in the position I am, but I am very passionate about what I'm doing right now. Like, I feel like right now, the content that I'm putting out for you guys is arguably some of the best content I've ever done. It's more meaningful. The playthroughs are more fun. The interaction we have is great, and I'm having a great time doing it. I really am. It's not, for me, this is not a grind where I need to come back every day and be like, oh God, I gotta punch my time card to do a stream and to pump out money. I don't think about it like that at all. In fact, if I hit a goal, that's the most relief I can have because that means for the rest of that stream, I can legit just relax and have fun with you guys, right? Yesterday, we hit the goal. As we were starting Suikoden, I was so happy because I was like, hey, now I can actually enjoy this awesome game from my past and have zero pressure about having to make money today. It was amazing. It's what I mean. Like, it's not for me about, oh, this is my time card, time to punch it, make my money today at all. I just want to have fun with you guys, enjoying games and chilling. That's the content I love the most. It really is. And yeah, do I like doing the other stuff too? Sure. But you know, that's the truth is that I have passion for what I do. I came from a place where I had no passion. When I was doing the offline content, meaning I was streaming, but I was ignoring the audience. There was no interaction. It didn't really have meaning. It was just must pump out the playthrough, must rush through the game, must do as much content as possible. That's when I was kind of losing my motivation and my enjoyment of it. But that was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Once I changed to be more interactive, it got better. And now I like my content more today than I did ever in the past. To be frank, I wish that I had adjusted to be more interactive and social way earlier. I wish I'd done it the day I started streaming in 2013. I wish I had changed, but it took me 4+ years to do it. And that was stupid because I feel like I was way behind the times, you know? See, exactly. Domi Koala says, sadly, that's how I am with my job. It's like I'm dreading every single clock in. I'm glad that you get to enjoy your passion. And so am I. You guys have to understand that, how lucky I am, how grateful I am that I get to do this for a living. Because I love it. I absolutely love what I do. Brash Candiku says, I can tell you're passionate. 16 plus years, you're still going. People say you're only in it for the money, but what about the times you don't even make any money? It's because you love the gaming. Yeah, I mean, and not every stream do I make the money, right? There's been entire playthroughs that have been nearly dead, yet I still continue to play the game and people give me shit for it. There's the thing. People want to say that, but they don't really have a factual justification for it. They just want to run with the negative meme so they have content to make. That's all it is. All right, Lucky Gremlin, goodbye. I'm done with you. You're a toxic individual. You're a toxic influence on these streams. You're not going to dictate to me how I feel. You're not going to contradict me directly. Get out of my channel and never come back. I'm done with you. Really, I'm tired of these people who are these toxic, negative influences, and everything they want to do is just so rotten. All right? You're rotten. You're a bad influence. Leave my chat. Never return. And that goes for your buddy there too, Friendly Gremlin, who also does exactly the same thing every stream. I don't ever want to see you here ever again. Get the fuck out. Seriously, I'm just tired of the shit. They said, no, you have no passion. We never see it. Fuck you. Fuck you. You directly want to be a dick to me. Get out. Not so lucky now, are you? And it's March, and St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. What a shame. I guess you didn't sit on a leprechaun today. You didn't have enough of four-leaf clover shoved up your ass. Okay. Anyway, good. Now we don't have to fucking deal with that guy anymore. Sheesh. Well, Sarah, and see, that's just me. See, Sarah makes a good point. Let's be fair, because I do want to be fair to people. Okay? Sarah just said, why don't you work with the game companies? Because if you played the game, things would probably be a lot easier. Okay? Now, she's right. If I played the game, I said, what does that mean? What it means to play the game is very simple. You have to kiss major ass, okay? You have to be out there contacting those in-between people. There's actually companies that are hired to essentially be the go-between of content creators / influencers and game publishers. And their job is to just stay in contact with you and tell you, these are the games that are coming out. This is the press release for it. Here's the press pack for it. If you want a code, here's how you get it. Here's the formats. Here's when you can start playing it. Here's what you can and can't say about the game. Here's when you can start publishing information about the game. Here's when you can say a review about the game. It's a big, big industry, and it's a big rigmarole, and there's a lot of checks you have to do, boxes you have to X off, T's you have to cross, I's you have to dot, and rules you have to follow to be a part of that whole thing. Okay? Most people who actually are full-time Let's Players, content creators, and or gamers are in this system. The vast majority of them. Okay? Most of these people don't ever pay for games. They just get games. And so you might notice a creator out of nowhere might say, today we're just going to play this game. I never announced it before, but today we're going to play it on stream. And then they'll play it on stream. And then after that one stream, they never play it again. That's because they got the game for free and they're getting paid for it. They're all part of this system. Okay? That's how they're making their living. It's not like me where they're crowd-funded via streaming. They actually have these agreements in place to play games and get paid to play and have these sponsorships, but they have to play by all these rules, all right? So, Sarah, to answer your question, yes, if I played by the rules and I was part of that system, absolutely, positively, I would be making bank. I would be doing better than I am right now. But the question is, at what expense, right? Right now, I love the fact that I am independent, okay? I have absolutely no one that I answer to. I don't have to answer to the games industry. I don't have to answer to YouTube. I don't have to answer to Kick. I don't have to answer to any authority. I don't have a boss. I don't have to watch what I say. I don't have to tiptoe through the tulips and be careful and walk on eggshells and do all this shit. I don't have to kiss ass. I don't have to say a game is good that's not. I don't have to say a game is bad that's not. I can literally be me. And that's what I really find passionate. Okay? That is actually why I have passion for my job. If I came to work every day and I was like, well, today we got to play this game that I don't really care for, I have no interest in, but I'm going to make big bank on it, I would not have any passion for that whatsoever. Then you would start to see the Phil who's just going through it, checking the box, doing in the minimum effort. That's what you would see. Because I wouldn't care. It would just be, hey, this is my job today. I'm just clocking in, clocking out, and receiving my paycheck. And I hate to say it, that's a lot of content creators today. A lot of them are that's all they wanted. So many people today, they say, oh, I got into content creation because I wanted to be an influencer. And I wanted to make a living doing it. What? I got into content creation because I loved video games and I wanted to share my passion for games with the world through jokes and improv commentary. I did YouTube for 2.5 years before you could even monetize gameplay. I put out thousands of hours of content before I made a penny doing it. So how anyone can accuse me of like being a sellout or have no passion, it doesn't even make sense. But the thing is, people don't know the history and people don't care to. They care to follow their own narrative. If I was in that system where I have to essentially be that tool of the industry to push content for money, I would hate my job. Because I hate that shit. I hate when you see this is a paid advertisement, right? It's trash. When she tweet as hashtag ad, hashtag this and that, because you know that's not content. You know that that's someone simply selling out and taking a paycheck to put out fake content, and they don't care that you're watching an ad. They don't give a shit. They just want the money. You want to talk about greed? Do you think it's more greedy to constantly shill products you have no faith in whatsoever just to get rich? Or do you think it's more greedy to say, hey, I'm making content that's legit and I'm passionate about. Please support it today. So e-beg. Sorry, I think that I would rather e-beg for the content that I stand behind than to stand here being a talking, walking ad. I hate ads. I really do. Okay?
Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you on the next one.
Viewers laughing, can't stand still. DSP zest brings a thrill.